con los terroristas.
Harlem Shake.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live with Line Battle. Hello everybody, I hope you are well. We are watching the Confederate States spawn as the guys are making their way out. Now, if you look up the back here, you will see the Confederate State Cavalry. There's First Lieutenant Eric from the Orleans. And we've got a nice collection of people, obviously moving out with General Janik. You can always tell that's him with the beard and the blue. And from Alabama, Major Mastershot, no less. So he's from the 15th Alabama, moving out with his team. And let's see what's going on. So yeah, we've had a few server problems, a few glitches here and there. It's just one of those things, really. Not really something that they have a lot of control over. I hear fluting. Ah, Louisiana Corporal Owett. So, he is flutist of note today. So, you can see these guys making their way through the fields. And Edward Fowler trying to do a quote and unfortunately failing dismally. Oh well, mate. Never mind. It was, isn't it sad when bad things happen to good sentences? Never mind. A definite quick case of derp there. Happy derp day to everyone. As the server's been derping out a lot today, to be honest. Because the thing is, every time you change the map, it disconnected all the clients, which is obviously a little bit problematical. But we shall wait and see. Now, we are watching, obviously, more from, this is the 5th Texans. And over here we have the 8th Arkansas, moving in towards the trees as these guys are going to be moving to this bridge. So you can see this bridge is going to be, as usual, the main sort of confrontation area between the Union troops and the Confederate State Army. So, well, it's not going to be for Ben Obiz. He just got barged to the floor by Nitek. So, Nitek with a nice kill there, courtesy of the enemy. And we're looking at the New York State Militia, always easily identified in their reds and blues, looking as neat and tidy as possible, obviously, without too many bullet holes. And we've got an engineer over here. There's Patrick Harper. And they're determined to get in that building. But they can't. So, a couple of people hiding in the bush, and who wouldn't want to do that? We're moving over. You've got a couple of clippity-clops in the background as the New York State Militia are defending this area. There we go. Oh, no, there's DA 14th. Oh, okay. So, okay, this is a bit confusing. We've got... Oh, right, okay, so we've got members of the 14th LA moving in, and they're in the same uniform as the New York State Militia, so that's a little bit confusing. So, yeah. So there's Brigadier General Reynolds, there's David Doyle, of course. And... oh, dear. Somebody just caught a bullet. That didn't go well. So let's see what's going on. As, yeah, they're using explosive boxes to try and get in that building. But it's not working. So, Patrick Harper is setting up defences as a New York State Militia are going into full defensive mode. So, here is the 7th Cavalry. Now, do they have their leader? No, they don't. George Custer is not here. Guru Dennis is leading. And who's the flag holder? There's Tavington. So let's see if we can find out what's going on. So they're hiding behind this small homestead. Homestead, yeah. So they're hiding round the back. Now, obviously, over in the trees here, across the river, you have a section of the Confederate State Army. So let's see who these fine fellows are this evening. There's Dam's force setting everything up. And here we go, some Madison. There's a volunteer there. Sergeant Blackheart. Private Duff. Aha! Corporal Oaked with his fife, raising the morale and the hopes and killing the... Oh dear! Major General Lance has just caught a bullet, as it looks like the 7th Cavalry have decided to jump into action. Let's see if we can find them. Because the 7th Cavalry was hiding behind here. Yep, here they are, over by the hills. Now, it looks like the 7th Cavalry have decided to dismount slightly. That could turn out to be bad, as it looks like they now have a lot of... No, it looks like the... It looks like the cavalry for the Confederate State Army has now disappeared. So, let's see. There's unfortunately recent victims of the 7th Cavalry. And you can see they've lost like 1 or 2 of their number. But the 7th Cavalry looking in fine number this evening. So they will be a force to be reckoned with the 7th Cav. Now, around the back here. Let's see. So there we go. There's Owen. And there's David Doyle, of course. And there, of course, is Mr. Fowler. So he... Oh, got to be careful where that general sits. There's Brigadier General Shaw, marching slowly in front of the troops. He's got to be careful he doesn't catch a bullet in the back or a bullet in the face. So, now over on the right-hand side, we have a little line here moving out from the same hamlet area. So this is from the 69th New York. There's First Lieutenant Mephisto. So you can see all these guys making their way out through the trees. Now, they're obviously looking to band up with these guys from the 14th LA, Louisiana they are. So these are the guys that decided to change sides just to even it up, as requested by the admins, because you do want as fair a battle as possible. See, 91-99, because nobody wants to fight a one-sided battle. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable for anybody. So you can see these guys, they're doing a pretty good job of holding off the Union troops. And let's see who this guy is who's checking the area. So there's Captain Genie. I am yawning like a bitch. I do apologise, everybody. Oh! Here is the 1st Texans. Observer Fremantle. And he's looking the wrong way. The enemy's over there, you fool. So, let's see. These guys hiding down, hunkering down, so that they can hide their numbers. Now, what's over here? I'm not sure if that's a graphical glitch, but you notice somebody switches off the lights on the trees as I get further away from them. Probably won't do it now. You can see it here. So look, here we go. Oh, look, somebody's lit up the trees now. There we go, putting the lights on the trees now. Click, click, click. So, this is kind of standard fare for a line battle. Lots of taking pot shots at each other. There's Colour Sergeant Hollow, who's decided to go in with the flag. And so now the flag is sitting underneath. And look at this. This is the Texans, whoops, complete with flag holder, who unfortunately took a bad turn. So there's the Herminator, who hopefully can make it out. Oh dear. His horse drowned. So unfortunately the Herminator has failed, but he's managed to make it out the other side. So he's leaving the flag behind, as it didn't obviously act as a periscope or anything like that. But it looks like now these guys here from the Union troop have now been intercepted. And you've got these guys over here from the 69th New York offering support. And there's Ralph the Liar, St. Ralph the Liar, for anybody who doesn't recognise that reference. That's a Blackadder, the first reference in the first series. And let's see, Ensign Meh, who seems to be doing okay. At least he was until he crashed into a solid object. And very nearly caught a sabre from one of the Confederate State Cavalry. So you've got this poor sod in the middle here trying to defend his flag. So there's William Warwick up against Pontoffelpock. Oh, and William Warwick dies. The Kingmaker is no more, so to speak. No, it's not William Warwick. It was, anyway, somebody else. Okay, so, oh, there's Sammy Jen. And Sammy Jen is trying to fight off the Union troops. Oh, there we go. He got one of them. Take down Arden Lax. And so Sammy Jim is now bleeding a little bit, but he's managed to take down one of his enemy. Now we're back at the 7th Cavalry, who is the Horned Gentleman, Galadion. And let's see. Here comes the Confederate State Cavalry, but they decided to then turn round for this reason. And they chased them off quickly, so the Confederate State Cavalry decided to disappear in the opposite direction. Smart thinking there by the guys. And you've got this connection here from the 8th Arkansas. So you can see them all hiding behind this retaining wall, making use of the cover it provides to try and do some damage onto this hamlet and the 7th Cavalry that are hiding behind it. Now, bear in mind, obviously, the accuracy of these weapons is pretty good, so they stand a reasonable chance of doing some damage. Somebody gets back on his horse. There's Torak there, with his Lee Enfield rifle on the rear of his back there, so he's looking good. Let's see if we can find some more people. Okay. Right, so we're in with the Old Guard from Louisiana. Now, these guys have held this area here. There's Oak there with a bit of conspicuous saluting. So there seems to be some sort of saluting line going on here. Yeah. This is what happened when nobody's attacking these guys and they're getting a little bit bored. So there seems to be some kind of, yeah, circular saluting going on here. So these two guys will be running back and forth, keeping themselves amused with a little bit of saluting. But he should be playing the fife. So, oh dear, I'm Brigade. Brigadier General Shaw has just caught a bullet from the Swedish slave. Ironic. Sweden Pro. Yeah, that's definitely the case. You get a lot of pros from Sweden when it comes to gaming. These guys know how to do it. So, Colonel Voodoo from the 8th Arkansas. Let's see what he's going to do. Looks like he's moving with some of his troops off towards this area. Tillion catches a bullet. And there's Canadian Slave from Arkansas as well, saluting his men, his comrades, as we say, as they are moving away now. So, let's see if we can find out what's going on. So here is Master Shot from Alabama. Now that, I'm guessing, is Yannick. So there's Yannick in there. Looking old and wise, as usual. And here is the 7th Cavalry. Interesting. Look at this. These guys are looking maybe to set up a ambush, possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, there we go. They couldn't resist it. They had to take a pot shot at the general. So these guys are doing their thing. You've got over here Oh no, Comrade Lenin has died. Dear oh dear. So we're moving over to this collection of hamlets and barns and so on and so forth. And Edward Fowler captures a bullet straight between the eyes. Poor old Ed. He forgot... Oh. Hey guys, we're back, and we had to do a bit of a server change. The main server we were on having major problems. Now this obviously I think is a problem with the design. It's that whole running on a single core that Malekith has mentioned to you about already. So unfortunately there's not a lot the event organisers can do except try and find another server, which is exactly what they've done. So Union versus Confederate States, 57 versus 64. You're bound to lose a few. People get fed up of the problems and decide to call it a night, which is unfortunate, but you know, it's a fact of life. People only have a certain amount of patience. They are giving up what is essentially their spare time and their enjoyment to take part in this, and so it gets to the point where people give it as much time as they feel they need to and then move on. So as you can see over here, there is the 1st Texas. They are hiding behind this wonderful cover, no doubt created by their engineer. And Hypoxia. Great name. So, Hypoxia. Trying to remember, I think that's lack of oxygen. But anyway, sorry, it's just a word that I see. I think, I know that word, but I can't remember the actual description as to what it is. Oh dear, Captain Bacon has just been sliced. Oh dear, that's not going to go well. We're looking at Bob the Sheep, in with GTRB as well. And it looks like the 7th Cavalry are moving in and are attacking. So you can see here a collection of what was Confederate State Army troops are now Confederate State corpses. So the 7th Cavalry doing a good job there. Unfortunately, one poor sod has lost his horse. Let's see who that is. Is that... Yeah, it is. It's poor Pontoffelpock, who's looking very dapper. Look at that. Doesn't he look wonderful? So Pontoffelpock is now searching for a horse, and there's a horse over here that doesn't want to stop. So, look at this. Look at this. They're trying to corral the horse so that Pontoffelpock can get it back, can get back on the horse. Isn't that nice? That's what you call team play. That's great team play by the 7th Cavalry. So, can Pontoffelpock get onto the horse in time? He can. Look at that. Pontoffelpock is now bound on the horse and he is away. So, a nice team play by the 7th Cavalry there, helping out their colleague, as we shall follow. There's Tarrington holding on to the colours. Now, 17th Michigan. We are looking at Freak, Engineer Freak, Engineer S, no less. Engineer S Freak, normally a musician, but today an engineer. So, let's see what's going on as we are looking at... people saying rude words about me in chat, but that's nothing new, as we're looking at the 7th Michigan. Here's Colour Sergeant Richard Suther, and we are waiting to see what's going on. So there's USC for Life from Michigan, the 17th Michigan, 1st Lieutenant, and let's see, Pentecost from the 31st Alabama. Now, oh, this is good. Look at this. Engineer work by the drunk Irish guy, which is surprised that he actually managed to get it on the right bridge. But he has effectively locked off that bridge from any attacks by the Union troops. So you got that for cover. You got that to stop the horses. Additional stopping the horses. This is great work here by Louisiana team. So Colonel Magna, great job. Great job indeed. And we shall just wait to see what they decide to do. So you've got these guys over here. There's Googly in there. And there's Robert E. Lee. Now he's obviously looking up on the hill here, and let's see what's going on. There's Super Ball, who's making his way up the side, and let's see who's up here. Could this be a little gaggle of Union troopers? Let's have a look. The 17th Michigan. Hard to say. There's Colonel Arcturus, looking wonderful. And we shall wait and see, as you've got more troops over here in this little hollow out section as well. So there is from Michigan, I believe it's or MN. I'm not sure that MN. I thought MI was Michigan. So let me just check Maine. Is it Maine? No. ME is Maine. So where would MN be in this list, I wonder? Let's just have a look. I want to make sure that I'm getting my facts right. MN, Minnesota. Minnesotans. So there we have it. And so those Minnesotans are firing back at the enemy, so to speak. And that would be these guys. So, Virginians. There is M. Hatch. That can't be the real M. Hatch. He's alive. And there's, of course, Brad Apple. And Doombringer. There's Thomas. There's Gaz. Now, some of these names you might recognise as also 77Y members. So, good to see they're diversifying. So, these guys, obviously, holding that area as you get another line of troops. So, 1st Texas Observer Fremantle is leading the troops forward, and the Virginians have now moved in to support them. So they are now moving across this bridge, and looks like they're going to make a push into this wooded area on the right hand side where they expect the enemy to be. Now, the enemy are playing it smart. They've actually backed off into the fields behind them, and with the additional cover that this corn and all the rest of it, these crops provide. Oh, look at that. That's a wonderful cover spot. That's really nice. So, bit of fire coming in there as Michigan troopers are taking fire. There's Gaz. We're watching him. He's going to take cover behind the rock. Gets out the old 6-shooter, making a pot shot at the enemy as the Virginian teammates are now moving forward. Let's see where these guys are. Yeah, they're now moving back because they know that they're against improved numbers, I should say. So Minnesotans now moving away. The Virginians now moving up. So you can see them all moving up, trying to hunt down the Minnesotans, who are probably doing their best to cover their friends. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. It's now an official line battle as M. Hatch has snuffed it. So poor old M. Hatch gets stabbed in the gizzards. And we are watching Brewmaster Araguil. And you can see them. Ah, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Colonel Arcturus shot at close range by Doombringer. Oh dear, and he crumpled like a flipping wet rag. Gaz taking a death there from the Michiganian USC for Life. USC for Life taking down Thomas as well. Let's see if we can lock in on USC. He seems to be doing very well today. And another man, Slave Master, taken down by the Michiganian Mr. USC for Life. Great play there. Let's see. And he's going in for one of the others. This is good stuff. This is a fight. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Okay, so it didn't work out exactly as he would have liked, as he managed to team kill someone. So Mr. Harper has just killed Hypoxia and Brewmaster Aragu. All looking good. So there we go. So it's USC for Life going in for another one and another kill. Oh, wow. USC for Life doing a great job. So, yeah, apparently we're ready to start. So I've been commentating on a round that never actually started. So thank you to those who said it was live, you bar stewards. So after this round, I think they're going to actually have a proper line battle. So. And so, after much faffing, we are on another server with yet more people. Aha! There he is. Queen of the Bushes himself, Nitek. So, looking as splendiferous as always. So, let's see. 72 versus 69. Who are these fine fellows? The 8th Arkansas. Nice, interesting name considering the era that we are playing in. Now, there's Captain Potato. I wonder if he's Irish. And there, of course, is the Queen of the Bushes. Followed up by Musil. And you've got another line of Confederate state troops over here. There's Major Alexander from the Louisianans. There's Beethoven, who's volunteered. And there is Colonel Magna. So he's doing fine. Now, obviously, you've got these troops as well. Observer Fremantle. And Robert E. Lee from the 31st Alabama. And they are moving all to the bridge, as per the usual fare. Now, let's see, who's this golden sabred individual over here? So there's Recruit Hands. And let's have a look at the bridge over on the right-hand side from the Confederate State Army location. So you can see over here, no doubt that is the 7th Cavalry hovering around in the background. So if the Union Army guys are any good, they'll have defenders here, which is exactly what they've got. So this lovely bunch of defenders, which will be the 2nd Connecticut Skirmishers. There we go, Crichton in there as well. Flag holders from Michigans. So the 17th Michiganians. So they are also moving over under control and command of Arcturus. So they're probably moving up to that hamlet and trying to defend that bridge. So it tends to be the bridge over the far side of the river is where all the action tends to occur. So let's see if we can lock in on that. Now, this always tends to be a very popular area to defend. So here you go, there's Mr. M. Hatch. Looking down, there we go, looking down that area for enemy to shoot at. Long distance, whoops-a-daisy. There's Andy Murray being hit by his own team. So, good start there. Good start. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is discipline. Discipline has been enacted in the Virginians' army. So, there we go. M. Hatch has been executed for insubordination. And there's Gaz, who's lost in the crops. So, as you can see, the Confederate State Army has well and truly planted their ownership on this particular area. So you can see here, they are really saying, this is our bridge, bring it on. And so they're hiding behind all the trees in a nice spread out formation, so they can gauge anybody who tries to come across the bridge. Now, the unfortunate thing about this bridge is if they try and come across, there's not much space, so they can't come across in large numbers or anything like that. So, yeah, it's a tricky situation. So let's find out what's going on. Now, over here, there is 7th Cavalry, Major General Lance. So he's looking great, and it looks like the Virginians are having a little bit of a battle. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. I think it might be these fellows up here. Trying to get over that little area. So there's Hammerstout, having a few problems getting over. There's Potato Logic in as an NG. So you can see a little bit of the troops making their way away. There's Slave Master in there as well, and there's Brad Apple taking pot shots at these guys who are now disappearing into these what would be regarded as extremely well armoured tents. So this would be there's Captain Che from the Tennessee Brigade, and you've obviously got Brigadier General Sergeant Pepper, and Brathers is in there, and Angron, and Comrade Lenin, musician of note, this time with a rifle. So he is taking pot shots at what appears to be the 7th Cav. Now, obviously, there's Major General Lance. Here we go. It looks like they're charging. So in come the 7th Cavalry. And it looks like this will be the last round for this evening, I'm afraid, boys and girls, because of all the problems that they've been having. Now, the 7th Cavalry decide to charge the Confederate States, and they decide to cheese it in the opposite direction as these guys decide to come out and support the 7th Cavalry. So the Confederate State Cavalry has just cheesed it off in the opposite direction. So Che managing to capture a sabre, unfortunately. And there's Robert E. Lee from the 31st Alabama. And there is plenty going on. Now, the question is Queen of the Bushes dead? No. But he's on -1 kills, which kind of is about the norm. Right, see, so look at this. The 8th Arkansas, knowing that the Virginians have now pulled back from this area, are moving up towards the cornfield and into this area so that they can essentially hide behind this wall and fire at the enemy troops who will be corralled up in this homestead. As you can see, they are behind that area. So it looks like, oh dear, that's not looking good for them. All the dust being, oh dear, Hypoxia drowned, which is kind of ironic, considering his name. So Fuzzle Sawon, great name. So we're looking at the Michigan section. There's Musician Freak doing a great job. Volunteer Bill from Connecticut. Nicholas. So you can see a fire coming in, and these guys are going to be trying to sort of. That is what I call good parking. That is seriously good parking, I have to say. So there's Major Fix Joe in there, and so these guys are building a defensive encampment. The Union troops from Michigan, and now they've got their friends like Cupcake here from Connecticut to then support them as they push into that bridge. And Cupcake has just killed somebody already. Oh dear. So let's see who their opposing forces are as we move down in towards the wheat field. So it is the 5th Texans. So they are doing their best to try and engage as many people. Bradders with a nice kill onto Volunteer Bill. There's Robert E. Lee saying hello to the Louisiana squad. So you can see, here we go, Alabamans in there as well. Also from Louisiana, Super Soul. USC for Life catches a bullet. So, poor old USC. And there's Widow. Let's see. Right, where is that bush? We need to find the bush. Sir Sucks a Lot. Great name. Okay. There he is. There's the bush. So, now the thing is, you would say that such good camouflage is let down by the fact he's got a gold bag with the words developer on the back. I don't know why he doesn't just put a target, but, you know, never mind. As is not a reason why anyone who wants to run around the battlefield dressed like he's inserted himself into the wrong edge of a hedge is entirely up to him. So the Alabamans now, let's see what the numbers are like. 60 versus 58. The numbers are still pretty even. So you've got Easy E from Arkansas. And it looks like they're taking fire. So there we go. Looks like this gentleman is moving into charge. Let's see who this is. There's Recruit Hands from the 15th Alabama. Trying to move in, and Potato Logic with a nice stab. Oh, another stab into Colonel Magna. And this is the 7th Cavalry, who decided to dismount from their clippity-clops around the back here and engage with rifles. So there we go. It looks like... Oh, no, I thought they were going to go and redeploy to the horses, which they may very well do. Now, this is an interesting situation because what it means is they're actually drawing in the infantry as best they can. Is that Nitech hiding? It is. It's the Bushmaster. No, dear. Oh, dear. Right, Nitech now deciding to run in the opposite direction. So, as you can see, there's the 7th Cavalry. And it looks like Arkansas. Oh dear, there we go. Quick murder. Plants a flag. So Canadian slave. How is he avoiding all those bullets? How is he avoiding all those bullets? Surrounded by loads of bullets. Oh dear. How are they missing him? Oh, there we go. Finally they got him. So Diamond Cripple Wolf there, taking him down eventually. And poor old Bubbles being taken down by Ensign Meh. So it looks like now they can return to their horses, remount, and the 7th Cavalry will be off under the control and command of Major General Lance. And Random Horse. So we're looking at various people over here. Let's see. There's Dithon from the 5th Texans. And there's Brothers from the Tennessee Brigade. God, what does he look like? Wow. So, and there's Zombie, who is looking somewhat bloodied. And there, of course, is the one who sucks a lot and who also gets shot a lot. And there we go. The Queen of the Bushes has been assassinated. So, poor old Nitech. Now, what the hell is this? This has got to be the most ridiculous tent contraption I have ever seen. Who's building this? Oh, it's Freak. Oh, dear. This is just beyond weird. So, as you can see, this is some kind of tent. I'm not sure what it is, actually. Some kind of tent-based contraption. This is what happens when engineers get bored. So the thing is, you could end up building like this line of tents all the way out here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. So there we go. From LA, there's Vet Super Soul. And has just shot Freak. Poor Freak. Oh dear. Poor Freak. The attempt to build the tents of death has been dealt a personal blow there from this gentleman who ran up to him and assassinated poor Freak. So there's Super Soul looking at a very nasty situation there. The tents o' death. And we move over to this small hamlet over in the corner here to find out what's going on. As you've got this guy, Sergeant Potter, who is having to run for it. He's got his bayonet fixed. He turns and shoots John Curtis from Connecticut. Oh, ouch. Right in the chest. Posted +1 for second round. So there we go. So here is the 7th Cavalry. Under the control of Lance, obviously. Okay, and it looks like there is going to be another round after this one. So my thank you to all the teams who are playing. This video, unfortunately, when it comes out, is going to be a little bit messy because you're going to see various different groups disappearing and all the rest of it. So, never mind. So, yeah, they are now defending the tents of death. Complete with this guy who's... There's Vet Super Soul, who's managed to get in there and is using the extremely well-armed and well-defended tented area. Now, the trouble is they're going to come under attack from the 7th Cavalry. Captain Angron deciding to cheese it and hide in the tented area. Whoops, get out of the way there. Now, look at that defensive encampment. Holy crap. That's going to be hard for them to get in. And, oh, no, Super Soul's falling out. Few horses. Super Soul's running for it, gets shot. Oh, dear. So that was Angron, got shot in the back of the head. Apparently, USC for Life claiming he was behind cover, but still managed to catch a bullet with his head. So, very unfortunate for poor old USC for Life. And we're watching Major General Lance as he jumps into the... yeah, he's allergic to bullets, apparently. It was a birth condition, but, you know. 'Tis but a scratch, gentlemen, 'tis but a scratch. He shall return for the next round as we are moving in to see what's going on here. So this is Cletus and Private Wyatt trying to defend themselves from a Union attack, which they are doing a good job of. Oh, it's coming under fire. Wyatt, oh, lovely saber swipe there by John Faraday. Lovely stuff indeed. And there we go. Cupcake has been well and truly frosted. Okay. So, yeah, USC for Life is complaining to get shot by either bullets or cannonballs almost every round. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, USC for Life, that tends to happen on the battlefield, but, you know. Yeah, it's those damn Canadians, they can't be trusted. So, let's see. Ah, there is, of course, event organizer. The sizzly one, Mr. Bacon. In there's the 5th Texan Rangers, Captain Bacon, no less. And so, let's see how the numbers are looking. 19 Confederate State, 27 Union. Oh, God. Oh, God, it's another shirtless man. So, it's another member of the shirtless and legless brigade. So, ever so slightly worrying. Okay. So, there is Recruit Hans, looking through his binocs to find out where the enemy are. And there is the Herminator. Looks like they're setting up... Ah, the 7th Cavalry. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7th Cavalry are inbound. And holy crap, this is going to get messy. So, you've got the observer over there on the left-hand side. That's slightly alarming. And Nitex's guard is called John Wilkes Booth. Yeah. That's not a good thing. So we're watching the 7th Cavalry. Now, the thing is, what they've got to do is look for a good opportunity to attack. Now, as we look at the hamlet, it's a reasonably well-defended area. Because you've got the fences here on the left-hand side. It's not an easy place for them to get into. They could conceivably just charge straight at it. But that would be tantamount to suicide with the accuracy of the rifles that these guys use. It looks like you have got some members of Michigan also attacking from the rear. So perfect timing by the Michiganians at the same time as... Yep, there we go. Timing for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Timing for the win. As the Michigonians attacked, in come the 7th Cavalry. They are now in the process of doing what they need to do and trying to wipe out the remaining members of the Confederate State Army. So you can see there's poor old Ben Starr dying. There's Sammy Jim also in there. There's a legless, shirtless individual called Achilles. Kind of ironic, really. He has no ankle and he's called Achilles. So a great play there by the 7th Cavalry and the Michigonians. Timed to perfection. Dave the Grave, Sergeant Major from GTRB, about to be very soon Dave the Dead. Reload faster. Oh no, he's actually on their side. That's alright then. So they're moving over to the tent encampment, and there's Sergeant Potter, who is currently hiding. And he takes out poor recruit Lank. Oh, kills Sloja Jen with a lovely stab. Oh, and Private Edward. Oh, he's going clutch. And another one. And another one. Oh, heavens. Look at this. Oh, and he finally gets taken down. Wow. Pretty impressive by Sergeant Potter there. Excellent play. And yeah, Potter equals admin hacks. And we're on to the next round. And so, we have returned. This is going to be the final round. So, my thanks to all the teams. My thanks to the organisers who managed to find a different server. And to all the teams that have remained. For those who have not remained, I completely understand your frustration. I understand where you're coming from. Patience has its limits for everyone. But hey-ho, these things happen. Anyway, this is the mighty 7th Cavalry. Quite good in numbers, as you can see. There's got to be, let's see, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. There's about 23 cavalry there. That's a pretty significant force. Now, obviously, you've got this additional line here, these Union troops making their way out. There we go, Captain McEwen from Connecticut leading out the enemy. Or leading out the enemy. Ex-Captain John Curtis from Connecticut, obviously being recently demoted, probably for being ginger, but we'll have to wait and see. So here we are looking at Louisianans making their way out, complete with a gentleman who seems to be having a little bit of a seizure. So there's Colonel Magna, who, yeah, he's definitely having a seizure. So poor old Magna's, I think he's had one too many ciders. And you've also got a flag holder over here. There's Colour Sergeant Slave. And let's see, it looks like they're going to that leftmost. Oh, and Colonel Sucks, and Volunteer Sucks a lot. Managed to suck in a bullet from the enemy. So there he is, lying on the floor. Currently sucking the earth, but never mind. And it looks like that the Union troops actually went ultra aggressive and got across that bridge first. So this looks to be the Michigonians, the Michigans. Wonderful people. Look at these fellows. Sour cream. A corpse. And now we have the... Oh no! Bob the Sheep. Oh no, Bob the Sheep. Poor Bob. Fell off the bridge as Brigadier General Sarge has just snuffed it. So Bob the Sheep now moving back with Union troops. He's done it again. Oh, poor Bob the Sheep. He must be lagging pretty badly, I reckon. So he's decided not to do it. Hide behind a tree and shoot back at the enemy as the 7th Cavalry have just sliced bacon in half. So let's see if we can lock in on where the cavalry are. So here's the cavalry. Chopping down members of the Confederate State Army all over the place. You can see here, lots going on as the 7th Cavalry are pretty much finishing off everybody. So there we go, they're now reforming. Complete with random horse with no person. And we shall continue and move on. Another random horse. So... here is USC for Life, who is currently wearing one of those medic alert bracelets, saying, in the event that I am shot by cannonball or bullet, please call this number. Raucous laughter will begin in 10 seconds. So let's see. Here is Sergeant Robertson, trying to make his way across. He's from Alabama. You've got this gentleman, Super Bowl, also from Alabama. And Robert E. Lee. Oh, doesn't he look fantastic? Look at that. Oh dear, Memphis just got taken down. And oh my god, potatoes. There we go. Now, the trouble is this guy hasn't fitted a bayonet. So, this guy here, maybe he doesn't have a bayonet. So, Super Bowl, going to have a few problems. There we go. So, Sergeant Robertson now has just snuffed it. Recruit Oscar's taken him down from Michigan. And poor old Super Bowl didn't have the bayonet he required. And that's really what's caused the problem. So, Recruit Oscar is no longer recruited, as we've now got members of Michigan coming out to defend their teammates, I should say. There's Fuzzle Sawson, and there's Richard Souther, and there's, of course, Steel Series Jr. And there, of course, is quick, call the medic alert, people. USC for Life has just been shot. So there's Seaman in there as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely shot onto the horse there for this poor fellow. There was Colour Sergeant Slave from the 8th Arkansas. He got taken out pretty quickly and was watching Pentecost from the 31st Alabama trying to defend. Now you've got Musial in there doing a good job, but he unfortunately gets taken down. Get out of there. Oh, he's going to have a fight in the river. This is going to be nasty. Blood will flow down the river. And you've got a man sneaking in to try and do some damage. So this is Major Fixco. Oh, nice block. Oh, but it wasn't enough. Major Fixco manages to take him down with a saber slice. So the Major is now running away from people who are after him. Oh, he's trying to dodge out of the way of the bullets. There we go. It's a 6-shooter, so this is going to be like... this is like watching Riverdance, only with less swords. Or more swords, I should say. So poor old Fixco now floating down the river like a turd. Very unfortunate, as Recruit Hands is he going to teabag him on his horse? I think that's a possibility. So he's just stomped on him. So here is T.W. King and the Confederate State Army, complete with a legless Scotsman. Mr. Achilles. Actually looks more like a... Actually, no, I don't know what he looks like. So here we go. Captain Angron in with the Confederate State Cavalry. Now, these guys, significantly less numbers. So there's Sergeant Sam, significantly less numbers than the 7th Cavalry. And you can see the dust being formed by the 7th Cavalry over there on the left-hand side. So these guys have got to pick their moment, and they don't want to get double ambushed by men and the cavalry at the same time. That would be unfortunate. Now, you've also got a fellow over here. There's Nitek's guard, John Wilkes. But aha, look at that. Now, I'd have to say, it's a shame that he doesn't have any kind of camouflage, because if this man here is very well camouflaged and then he has a guy in a blue and red jacket with a red bar on the top of his hat standing next to him, he tends not to blend in that well. So we'll have to wait and see. So there's John Wilkes Booth guarding Mr. Nitek, obviously. So he's in with his evil rifle. And he misses. So yeah, Nitek up to his normal tricks there. So it looks like the 7th Cavalry are now dismounting and are going to shoot back at Nitek. At the same time as a collection of troops in the trees, I think. So come closer, come closer. Yes, Nitek's not a complete idiot. So never mind, these things happen. So there we go. So Nitek now hiding in the wheat field with his guard. And you've got John Faraday here. And you've got Sergeant Sam. And you've got Bradders in there as well. So hopefully they can do some damage. We'll have to wait and see. So, ooh, what's this? This will be the 7th Cav, waiting for their opportunity. Now, the thing is, the biggest danger to them, although less of a danger because of the size, number of troops is that Confederate State Cavalry. If they can do something, or if the Confederate State Cavalry can get taken out, that will then move the tactics in favour of the 7th Cavalry. So we've got this fellow out here. Recruit hands, looking for stuff. Looking towards the enemy. There's LA. Oh, hide behind the tree. Try not to run into it. As we are looking at... Yeah, those are the numbers. 37 versus 32. So the Confederate State Army has the advantage at the moment. Now here is the Confederate State Cavalry. Trying to do pot shots at people in the far distance. Oh no! Super Soul with a lovely shot onto 7th Cavalry Tabington. So poor old Tav has been unceremoniously shot in the face. And so the 7th Cavalry now moving back towards their horses, I guess. Let's see. Oh, more 7th Cavalry. There's Slave from the 8th Arkansas. Musil, unfortunately, capturing a bullet. So this is the 8th Arkansas doing their best to keep the 7th Cavalry well pinned down in this little hamlet over here. So, let's see. Yeah, so that is the 7th Cavalry in as line troopers. So you can see what was left of the ex-Mr. Tabington. And so there's Ensign Meh, whose face is a testament to bad genetics. You've also got, obviously, Major General Lance in there. And he is just wandering around the area. We've also got this fella, Recruit Bill Hell. Now, what's going to happen? Because it could be that these guys are being tied up, waiting for more Confederate State troops to come across. Now, the problem is with that is in order to get across, they will have to get across the bridge from that wheat field, cornfield, crop field, whatever you want to call it, and get past these fellows. So these Union troops here, there we go, Connecticut's. It's Cadet Watson. So the 9th Connecticut are defending that bridge. Unfortunately, they may not be defending it closely enough because it looks like a few members of the Confederate State Cavalry have made it across. And, there we go. So it looks like the 7th Cavalry decided to move out. So they have remounted their horses, left their colours behind, interesting, and have now moved away. So, now the thing is, this is interesting because you've got these Confederate State troops who have now moved here. So from the 8th Arkansas, they've now moved up. So you've also got the Confederate State Cavalry here from 5th Texans. And could it be that the 7th Cavalry decided to rope them in, maybe? Rope-a-dope, as it's known. Encourage them to come down this area so that they could be in a single location and make it easier to kill them. It's distinctly possible, and I can feel a sneeze coming on. I'm sorry, I'm allergic to USC for lives. Anyway. So, Monsieur Bacon confirming that this is the last round. And there's Recruit Hands looking for the 7th Cavalry. Now, here is the 7th Cav. They don't really have any serious way to fight. Oh dear. Slave is about to have a very bad day. Yeah. So there we go. Slave is no more. And the 7th Cavalry now engaging with rifles from behind this retaining wall. And looks like the 7th Cavalry now being attacked as the Sandman there moving in. Looks like they're going to try and maybe see if they can take out some enemy. Let's see. No, he's got to reload. Oh, shot into My Name is Earl. So nice shot there into one of the remaining members of the 7th Cavalry. A few horses will be left. So 2 horses left. So the 7th Cavalry have lost 2 people. Correction, they've lost 1 person. Oh, poor old Gimli getting onto the horse. And is he going to steal? He is. Recruit Hans tries to get in and get the horse off him, but unfortunately that was not the case. So let's see. There is Major General Lance, and this is where the 7th Cavalry have decided to wait and fire back at the enemy who will be moving across the fields towards them. So let's see, 26, 19. So let's have a look. Oh, nice shot. Slowgeddon taking down Recruit Hans. So there's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'd say about... Oh, dear. Oh, a nice shot by Sandman. And Lance manages to capture a bullet. So poor old Lance is no more. Face down in the dirt. Even though he was behind all his troops. But he was kind of up on a horse. So, you know. These things happen. Now, is that an... Ah, look at that. That's why. They've now got, from the Tennessee Brigade, enemy moving in. Now, it's interesting because they've now essentially blocked off their ability to get to the horses. Now, I'm interested to know whether or not they're going to try and take out... Yeah, it looks like they're trying to kill some of the horses so that the 7th Cavalry are blocked in and they have no way of getting out. So this is the final stand. This is Custer's last stand, except that Custer isn't standing anymore as he's currently dead. The Suicide Hut, as it's known. So you can see here, Gimli taking out Super Soul. And this is a good play here. Oh dear. Oh, look out. See if he manages to do it. There we go. He's coming under a little bit of stabby goodness. Gimli taking out a few members of the Virginians. 9 versus 14. The Union have the advantage. It might be sheer weight of numbers. They did try, but there's too much cavalry at the moment. There's Pain Mace in there. Oh, he managed to swing. Takes down poor old Bradders. So let's see if we can find out who's left. Oh no, poor old Magna. Last man. And let's see, 5 members of the Confederate State Army are remaining. And pretty much most of the horses of the 7th Cavalry have been killed. So the 7th Cavalry as a force has been severely decimated. And good games are being issued. So there's Ensign Meh in there as well. And it looks like the 7th Cavalry gentleman has gone out and picked up the colours. There's Pain Mace, obviously retrieving the colours. As Cavalier Private Edward, they're just managing to kill one of the enemy. And you've got this guy here, Trips Easy, who seems to have been AFK for an extremely long time. Right. So here is Nitek and Nitek's guard. And Bacon just just killed him for being AFK for so long. So Nitek is now... See, this is typical Nitek. See, hiding in a bush. And running in the opposite direction. So, never mind. So, this is gonna be interesting to see how this goes for Nitek. So, here is Nitek. Will they run past him? No, they won't, because Nitek decides to break for freedom just at the wrong moment and gets shot in the back. He could have just waited, and they just stole his gun. So there's Private Edward stealing his gun. Oh dear. Poor old Nitek. I don't know why he didn't just... He could have actually stood in this bush here and sat and waited for them all to go past and then shot one in the back of the head. But, you know, that would require a good aim. So it was never really going to happen for Nitek. But never mind. So let's see. Wilkes has been told to turn around. It's probably not going to go well. Here we go. And it's all over. John Wilkes Booth has been murdered by the 7th Cavalry, and that is it for today, boys and girls. Thank you very much. I won't even try and keep track of who won, because we've gone from one game to another game to a different server to a different server. So these things happen. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.